Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley. Thanks for joining me today on the My Favorite Things YouTube channel. I am going to be creating a pretty simple card for you today, and I'm featuring the new Bold Blossom stamp set from My Favorite Things, as well as the Mom Die-namics. So I've chosen several stamps from this Bold Blossom stamp set, and you can see at first I had them all stacked up there. That kind of helped me get an idea of what I needed to stamp first and next. If you were masking these images, it would probably make more of a difference. And I thought at first I would mask the images, but I ended up just stamping them all overlapped. That makes this card go a whole lot faster, but if you wanted to take the time to mask, you certainly could. Now, I stamped this first flower here, and I thought what I would do is kind of turn it to where it would offset just a little bit and then kind of stamp it and fill it in. You can see I'm using the second generation stamping to do this, so I'm stamping off on a piece of scrap paper before I stamp it onto my project, but you couldn't see it. So I decided, well, I'll just ink it up and stamp it full strength, and then I had a hot mess. So I had to start over, and so I'm not going to walk you through that whole process again, but I'm stamping each of the layers of these flowers onto this card front, and I'm just kind of creating a floral cluster. Now for that first stamp, I used bubble gum and insulation pink and then cement gray for the center there. And now I am going to scoot my paper over in my mini MISTI, so I have a little margin there on the right hand side because I want this stamp to kind of hang off the edge of my card front. Now that first impression, I actually used the Coral Crush, and then I think I darkened it up with Red Hot maybe. Honestly, I used so many colors of ink. I didn't probably need to use this many colors of ink. I probably could have built up some of them with the same color, but I had a bunch of my ink cubes out from My Favorite Things, and I was just going to town on all the different colors. I think I mixed some of them, so I couldn't tell you for sure exactly which colors they are. I do know all of the colors that I used because they were all out at the end of the project and I snapped a picture of them, but I couldn't tell you exactly which flower is stamped in which color. But the moral of the story is you want to stamp the base layer of your flower in the lightest color and then build up to your darkest color. Now for this leaf here, I thought, well, I don't want it to overlap that flower, so I'll just wipe off part of the leaf. And then I realized that I didn't do a very good job wiping that off. So the next time I just stamped it to where it overlapped the flower, and you could hardly tell. Now, once my floral stamping grouping there was completed, I took a little dot from the stamp set and I stamped some dots all over this card front in some snow cone ink, and it just gives it some subtle texture. In real life, it's really hard to tell in the photos, but in real life, it really does make a difference. Now I took the Mom Die-namics there and I lined it up onto my card panel and I sent it through my die cut machine and cut a window right in this card. You could do a lot of things with this window. You could back it with some pattern paper. You could have a colored cardstock coming through. You could use it as a shaker window. But today I am just going to allow it to kind of float over my card base and do kind of some die cut inlay here. So it's going to put this stamped panel all back together, but I'm going to have varying dimensions, which is going to bring attention to that mom die cut there. So in order to place these letters into those windows, I'm just using a little bit of liquid adhesive, and I'm using my tweezers to kind of keep my fingers out of the way. The liquid adhesive allows me to place it in there, have a secure hold, but I have a little bit of open time with that adhesive where I can kind of move it around if I don't get it placed just right. So you can see I'm kind of just nudging it there. Now I'm going to finish off by putting this last M into that kind of die cut window there. And I'm going to pop up the center of that O using a double layer of foam adhesive. And you can see that kind of finishes off my card front there. I tried a few different things for finishing touches, and here I tied a piece of twine on there. It's really cute. I don't end up leaving it on the card, but you can see it's a nice addition. But I did decide to go ahead and create a sentiment banner using the All About Mom stamp set. Now this stamp set coordinates perfectly with that Mom Die-namic, And it also has the solid stamped images of that mom that coordinate with the dynamics. So it's a great little set to have, and it has some fun sentiments, not only for your mom, but for like motherly figures in your life. So we know we all have those women in our lives that really make a difference to us, and they may not be our biological mother, but they are someone very special that has kind of taken on that role. And so I love how they've incorporated those sentiments into the stamp set as well. Now I added a piece of the black and white stripe pattern paper, and then I popped up that sentiment banner there. And now I'm going to finish off my card by adding some sparkling clear sequins to my card front. And once I have those adhered in place, I'm going to take my T1 Copic marker, and I am going to kind of trace the inside of that raised window. Now the tip is not touching the letters that I adhered inside of the window underneath. It's just touching the popped up edge. That's just kind of to intensify the shadow effect that you're getting with that dimension. It's a step you could totally leave out if you feel like you're going to totally ruin your card by accidentally touching your Copic marker to the images underneath. So I finished off the card with some little dots using a white gel pen, and I did slip in a piece of gold glitter cardstock there above that sentiment banner just to add a little bit more sparkle to my card. And that completes my card for today, a really easy Mother's Day card or maybe even a birthday card for your mom. It's just a great way to tell her that you love her and appreciate her, and I think this is one of those cards that you could knock out a whole bunch if you needed to. As always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.